Hi, it's the Rawesome Vegan Gal here, and today's my follow-up video from last week's introduction to some products from Edward & Sons. I will have a link below this video to their site as well so you could check out all that they offer. And thanks to everyone there at the company for all their help getting the products, Dean and Caitlin and Andrew and Allison. So today I decided to do something kind of fun with some of the products. And I also didn't get a chance last video to share with you some of the nutritional benefits, especially jackfruit, because that's the thing I'm focusing on. So I wanted to just let you know it's got some really good nutritional benefits. And I use the unseasoned pieces for the recipe that I made today. Just so you know, half a cup, there's about 2 servings here. It's got 20% iron, that's really good. A lot of fiber, 28% fiber, a little bit of protein, also 6% calcium. So I just want to share that so you should know that it has some good nutritional benefits. And the other products I'm using today, and these I mentioned in another video that I did on them, is the pineapple chunks and the water chestnuts. And that's 14 ounce, and this one is a 4.9 ounce. And the other products as well I'm using today are the 100% organic mandarins that come in a 10.7 ounce can. And also the fair trade organic coconut milk. And then the other things also is their arrowroot starch. And also their reduced fat shredded coconut. So the other products I introduced you to I'm not using in recipes, but you can use them on your own. So what I decided to do, and I prepared some of it in advance, and I'll show you how I made it, was I took the jackfruit, and I want to show you actually what it looks like, because I already opened the package and cooked some. So I was very pleased to see that the pieces were in the pieces the way I wanted them for the recipe. So this is how it looks when it's raw state. So you could see that, although when it's cooked it looks pretty similar. So that's cut up because the fruit actually looks like this. Okay, so that's what it looks like. Then this needs to be refrigerated, but I want you to see that. So then I went ahead and boiled them with water to cover for about 15 or maybe 20 minutes. You want them to be moist. You see the color actually got darker in the water. See how it's kind of spongy? That's what you want. So that's what I did. And what I made to show you in advance, and I'm going to make one, is like a shish kebab or jackfruit kebabs with the fruits and also the water chestnuts. Now, what I found was, I'm glad I tested in advance, the water chestnuts tend to break on the skewer, so I only put one on the top, and then the mandarins are a little bit easy to break too, as opposed to the pineapple. The pineapple did stay as well. And I use bamboo skewers, just so you know. If you're interested, I'll have a link below to the company that makes them. They're bamboo. So I thought that would be fun, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually make a sauce, a coconut milk sauce to put on top. And that I didn't prepare in advance, so I just wanted to show you what one of them looks like. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually boil some of the coconut milk. Now I already put everything into jars because I opened all the jars up. So everything is in jars now. And you can also use the juice from some of the fruit if you wanted to add that with the coconut milk for, like maybe a sweeter type of sauce. What I'm going to do actually is add, I thought I might add some seasoning to it. I have turmeric here. I also have some paprika and also some ginger and some black pepper, because that helps the body absorb the turmeric. So I thought I'd make a interesting type of a sauce. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to thicken it with the arrowroot starch, and then pour that on top of the skewer, and then sprinkle some coconut. So I thought that would be fun. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put some of the coconut milk I already have here. Not too much, just want to show it to you. And I actually already tried the coconut milk. It actually tastes really good. I just tried it as is just to see. So I just poured maybe about, not even an inch, just to cover the bottom of the pot. So I'm just going to make a small amount of sauce. Now this stove tends to get hot really fast. So I'm actually going to put it on the one that doesn't get as hot as fast, because it's a double burner. So what I'm going to do is, as it's warming, I'm going to prepare the arrowroot starch. Now this is what it looks like. It's just a white starch, and it's used as a thickener. So I'm going to pour a little bit into this little dish here. And then all I'm going to do is add a little water. They say you do 1 to 2. I'm kind of measuring it, eyeballing it. I'm not going to use it like a measuring or anything. And then while that's warming up, and again, it's going to warm up pretty fast probably, so I have to really pay attention. I'm going to add some of those other ingredients I said to just give it. Now the paprika is going to give it a reddish color, which will be interesting. Although if I use the liquid from like the oranges, the mandarin, the pineapple, that would be interesting as well. So let's just put a little bit of this in. I'm just putting a little bit in, not too much. Maybe like not even a half a teaspoon. And then I'm going to add a little bit of ginger. So ginger is going to give it an interesting flavor too. Now you've got to be careful with ginger too. Again, I'm just going to give a few shakes because you don't want it to be too strong. When it's a powder, it's more concentrated. Then I'm going to add a little bit of the turmeric powder. And all these I got at the at the health food store. I didn't buy, it's not a particular brand, just from the bulk bin. And then I have my pepper grinder. So I'm just going to grind a little bit of that into the pot. Just a little bit. I learned that from an Asian woman that you're supposed to use that. And I never knew that before. So that's why I started using it. Okay, then I'm just going to let that warm up. I'm going to mix it a little bit here. So it is going to change the color. It's already starting to turn a little, it's got a little orange reddish color from the powder, from the herbs that I put in. Now you can also use, other dried herbs or fresh herbs as you like, and put them even on, sprinkle them on the skewer as well. Now it's starting to warm up a little. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add just a little bit of water. And what I can actually do is I can use, I have some of the, just some water, filtered water, or you could use some of the liquid from the fruit juices, because they came in juice, and I actually always keep them in juice. Oops, I might have put a little too much water. I'm going to pour a little bit out here in the sink. And I think I hear, I'm going to take this off the stove here, because it's already warm. I'm going to add a little bit more. I think I added a little bit too little of the arrowroot because I put too much liquid, and I want it to be a little more thicker. It's like a little more watery. So you just have to play with that basically, because you want it. What you want to do is when the ingredients in the pot are hot, you're going to add this to it, and then you keep stirring it so it thickens. The idea is you want it to create a thickness. You don't want it to be watery. So I'm going to add this. I think it's almost pretty much up to a boil. Now, if you find that you didn't put enough into it, then all you do is add a little more, to thicken it. So I'm just going to stir this a little bit, and then I'm going to make the skewer so you can see how it's made. So I'm just mixing this up, and it's already like thickening pretty fast. It didn't take that long because, like I said, this is an electric stove, so I didn't even barely need to put it on there. I'm just doing it in the air, and I could actually show you in the pot how thick it got. Can you see that? It doesn't even come off. That's plus coconut, because it's the fat. And I could turn actually the pot off, and I wanted to share that with you. So this has, it has a lot of, not that much, but a little bit of potassium. It's pretty much all fat. That's where the calories come from, from the coconut. So it got thick really fast. So I didn't really need to have it on the stove. So that's what you have to be aware when you're using coconut milk and you're warming it up. It doesn't need to stay on the stove that long. So like I said, it already got super thick and it's hot. Now I guess you can also, I don't know if you could also make this as a cold sauce, because you need the warmth to thicken with the arrowroot. So, okay, so that's done. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cover this for now, so I can show you. I'm going to make the skewer here. So what I do is I'll start off with a piece of pineapple. Now it's nice because the pineapple's firm, and then I'll add some of the jackfruit. And then next, a piece of the orange. And again, the orange tends to be flimsy, so you have to be kind of gentle with it. And then I'm going to push it up just a little bit. And then next, go back again to the pineapple. And then next, the jackfruit. That one, need a smaller piece, a little softer. And then next, a piece of the orange. And then next, what else? What are we up to now? Again, pineapple. Just one more time. Pineapple, then jackfruit. One more piece of jackfruit, and then another little piece of orange. And then on the top, we'll put another one of the water chestnuts. So there's how it looks. I get closer to the camera so you can see how pretty that is. So then all I'm going to do is I'm going to pour the sauce onto, well, it might not pour, it's kind of thick. So I'm just going to put some on, kind of mix it a little bit more. So now if you wanted to make a sweeter sauce, you could use other ingredients, or sweet and sour sauce. There's so many different options you could use. So I'm just going to put a little, dab a little on just to show you how I would do it. And I'm just going to put it on the top layer of it, and I'll put them on both just so you can see. So you'll see that in just a minute as I'm putting it on here. Okay. Then I'm going to take some of the shredded coconut. I think that'll give it a nice effect as well, and then I'll have to try it. So I'm just going to sprinkle a little on top as well. Now you're not going to see the fruit as much, or what's on the skewers as much, because the sauce is kind of covering it, but I can still show you how it comes out here. I could show you in the camera. You see how nice that looks? And then you twirl it around. So that's how you would do it. So what I'm going to do is, I guess I could just bite into it because I don't know how else you would eat it. So here goes. That sauce is nice. Some of the stuff did come off. Didn't hold. Actually, the jackfruit tends to get spongy and soft, so it might not stay on the skewer so well, but that's actually pretty good. That sauce is actually pretty nice. It's mild. Doesn't taste very spicy. So it's a very mild flavor. So if you want to add more flavor to it, you might want to add some other type of ingredients, whether it's a vinegar or a sweetener or something. It's very mild flavor, but the fruit add to it, or the juice from the fruit might actually give it a nice flavor. But I think it tastes good. Now you could always add more sauce or dip it in, if you had it in a type of a tray where you could, you know, like roll the skewers into it. I think that tastes really good. So that's the recipe for today, using these products from Edward & Sons, and I hope you will definitely check them out and check out their website and all the products that they offer. And I thank you for watching. It's the Rawesome Vegan Gal.